Oh man, it has been a while since I've posted. And right now, I am back in Greenville, South Carolina. I was happily living my life in Ecuador, but starting to get a little bit worried about money because I'd bought a piece of land and getting ready to build a house. And it was looking like I was going to come up a little short on where I wanted and needed to be at. So I got an email not too long ago asking me to take another job in an often mispronounced or forgotten country in Africa. I'm heading to Niger, but I don't know if I'm going to get there yet, because before I can go, I got to pass all my medical exams, dental exams, all that good stuff, and everything's up in the air right now. So this morning, I'm walking to the laboratory to get my blood drawn, part of that battery of exams I got to take. It's not too far away. I figured I'd just walk, and I've been cooped up in my room. The morning of my flight, heading out here, I got a surprise email. Hey, when you land in Greenville, go immediately to the hotel and start your 1 week quarantine. I was like, well, you really should have told me about the 1 week quarantine before I was on my way out the door to the airport, because now I have no time to repack and prepare for being stuck in a hotel room for a week. Anyway, so it goes. Lots of obstacles. And I'm walking because I like to walk. I like to be outside, and I've been stuck in a hotel, like stuck in my room for a week. It was torture. And I looked up Uber, looked up Lyft, and you get a Lyft for like $8 because this place is close. But like, well, I can walk there in the same amount of time it takes to wait for the Lyft. And then, anyway, rambling on. Here we go on another adventure. With a little luck, I'll be in Africa soon. And just like that, I'm done with all my medical clearing, dental clearing, as far as I know. I know I've gotten through the dental portion, which I'm always a little worried about. I'm going to be frank. There's a lot of corrupt dentists out there. And I've had 2 different dentists look at my teeth in the span of like a week and gotten really different estimates on like what needs to be done for my teeth to be healthy and be clear to go out there. The only thing I'm waiting for right now on all of my medical clearing is my labs to come back, make sure my cholesterol isn't too high this time. It shouldn't be, because I tested it before I flew into the country, but I've had a difference in the tests that I've done outside the US and inside the US, so you never know. But I learned a lesson this time. If you're going to deploy, I don't know about the other companies, but this big one based out of Greenville, you might want to do your medical and dental here at the medical and dental offices that they recommend. That's all I'm going to say about that. But I got through a little easier than I otherwise have in the past. Now, I'm just waiting to get the last results back, and then I can go. Apparently, I'm going to do another quarantine when I arrive, and I was going to go to Germany and do a 2-week quarantine in Germany and then fly to my final destination, but things are changing fast, and it now looks like I'm going to sit in a tent on a base in Niger and do my quarantine there, which I'm a little worried about. I think it's going to suck, but it's the price you pay. So there's a couple of lessons that I've learned in this overseas contractor life that I want to share with you guys. First one is, if you're not going to stay single, you better be damn sure that the person you pick is incredibly loyal and somebody that is going to make sacrifices that are equal to the sacrifices that you make when you go overseas and work on a military base or Antarctica or wherever it is you're going, right? So, like, I consider myself really lucky. I've been with my wife for, this is 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, I think, 6th contract going overseas that we've been together. Some of them short, some of them just like a a season in Greenland or a few months out in Kwajalein, and some of them really long, some of them gone for a year at a time. If you don't have someone that is willing to hold down the fort and be completely loyal, then you're completely screwed. And you better damn well deserve that and be just as loyal. I know there's not a lot of us contractors that live up to that. There's a lot of guys that they've got their wife back home. They go to Antarctica and they've got an ice wife, or they're going to places they should not in Dubai or whatever it is. You guys do you, I'll do me. But to those of you that are good folks out there, man, make your own karma, treat your wife right. So some other lessons that I've learned along the way, besides don't try to record a video in the wind on a busy road. Take care of your body. This is one I'm still struggling with, one I'm still trying to take to heart and live up to, because I know it, I understand it, but it's hard. Here's what happens. You get out to some place like Afghanistan or Antarctica or Niger, where I'm going next, and you hunker down. You focus on your work. There's not a lot to do, and you exercise and you take care of yourself and typically try to eat right. And then the moment you go on R&R or your contract is over, you leave, you're like a dog off the chain and you go crazy. It happens to me every time, and I've paid the price for it. And I hope some of you listening out there that if you get into this lifestyle, you can learn from my mistakes. Try to resist that urge. Don't let your diet go to hell. Don't go crazy with the alcohol. Keep up with your exercise routine. And the reason is, it's not just for your health. It's also for your pocketbook. It's for that next time you want to go on a contract, once you've burned through your money, you've done whatever it is, and you need to take another job. It's getting windy. Man, you're going to regret it when you can't pass your physical. You're going to regret it when you got to spend thousands of dollars to get the next job because you didn't take care of yourself. So, man, not just for your health, but for your pocketbook, take care of yourself. Don't abuse your body. Don't be like me, please. And speaking of pocketbooks, take care of your finances too. There's a lot of guys, they make a lot of money overseas, and they're looking, all of a sudden they've got 100,000, 200,000 in their bank account, and they feel like they're rich, and they start living like they're rich. They start, nice car, they start partying, they start acting silly, and they blow through all that cash, and then a year later, 2 years later, they've got nothing to show for it. Don't waste all this risk you take, all this hard work you put in. Don't throw it away. Hold on to your cash. Or if you're not going to hold on to it, man, invest it smart. Personally, I put a lot of money into land. I invest in real estate. Not in the U.S. I wish I actually had, because I came out of Afghanistan the first time and I had a lot of money, and the housing market had crashed in the U.S. and I would be doing really well if I could have bought 4 or 5 houses and gone that route if I timed it right. I didn't, because I didn't trust the U.S. markets. I still don't trust them. But I've invested really heavily in land that I believe that I can use in the future, and I think is going to be a good investment. Either go that route, do something, but don't just throw it away. Don't just party. I mean, you're going to come out of your first contract wanting to decompress. If you're like me, you're going to want to travel. I traveled for a good year, over a year after my first contract, and just enjoyed life. But be conservative with your cash. Don't throw it all away. Another lesson, I've mentioned this before, but I'm going to say it again because it is that important. It is probably the most important determining factor about whether you're going to be successful in this line of work or not, and that is adaptability. You could be whatever your profession is. Like, take mine, electrician. You could be the best electrician in the world, but if you don't have a high degree of adaptability, it doesn't matter. This lifestyle will break you. You might be able to wire up any job that's thrown at you, but you won't be able to adjust to the lifestyle. You won't be able to do it. If you can adapt, you can cruise through anything. You can sail through it. If you can't adapt, it's going to burn you out. It's going to wreck you. It's going to make you crazy. I've seen it happen to a lot of good guys that are great electricians, but they don't have the capacity to adapt to a lot of difficult situations. And so it doesn't matter how good they are as an electrician, they're not going to thrive in this environment. It's not always just about wiring things right. That's important. It's not just about getting the job done. That's also important. It's also about how you come through it, how you adapt to all these crazy challenges along the way. So you know how I was saying earlier in this video that I was pretty much through all my medical exams and I thought I was home free, just waiting on the lab results. Well, it is now a couple weeks later. Finally, I've gotten through the cholesterol exam portion of the test. As I was saying, cholesterol is something I've had an issue with in the past, so I tested in Ecuador before I flew up here just to make sure I wouldn't get stuck here like this. But somehow I got stuck here anyway, and I don't know for sure, but I've got a really strong suspicion that I got a bad result from the laboratory that the company uses here. And what happens when that occurs is there's just a huge bureaucratic process that's triggered by it, and I had to talk to a doctor, had to get other labs, get those labs done again. The results of the labs that I did outside of the laboratory the company uses, once again, my cholesterol was back down, which to me pretty much proves that that they had some mistaken lab results, but there's not much I could do about it. I have to go through the process and consult with a doctor and have them write up some notes that don't just say, yeah, it was a bad lab test. You have to play the game and pretend. So my doctor said, yeah, diet and exercise, blah, blah, blah. But that whole process and the bureaucracy that's triggered by it held me up a long time. So my initial lab test was on the 8th. Today it's, I don't know, like the 20th, I think. And I am not going to be able to fly until the 23rd. Yeah, it caused a lot of problems, and it was quite a pain in the butt. But finally now I'm through it all and ready to fly. So this I guess is going to conclude this video. Just touching base with everyone and letting you know where the next adventure is, since I hadn't uploaded a video in a long time. Really didn't have anything, I just didn't have anything worth making a video about, anything to say. And I hate to be one of those guys that makes videos just to put them out there. So next video will probably be me documenting my flight from Greenville to Niamey, Niger, in the middle of the pandemic, and what the process of flying internationally is going to be like. After that, I have no idea how much I'm going to be able to film and what my internet access is like in Niger. So it might be a while before I'm able to upload anything, but I'll do the best I can to keep you guys in the loop and following along on my adventures. And I expect there's going to be some adventures out there. There was just a coup attempt in Niger at the end of last month, and the president of one of the neighboring countries just got killed on a battlefield. The president of Chad just got killed on a battlefield. So things are definitely active out there. It's a weird time to go to that part of Africa. See y'all later.